Howdy, fellas. Welcome. This is a tier list you've all been waiting for. This is NFL teams ranked by whether or not they start with the letter J. Now, I see a lot of heated discussion on the internet and in person over who the best NFL team is, and I think this is the best approach to finding a unbiased way to determine who the best team in football is, exclusively using uh, the letter J. So, starting off this list, we'll start. It doesn't really matter. Starting off the list, we have the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I do like the 49ers. However, unfortunately for the 49ers, 49 is actually a number and not the letter J. So I'm going to have to put them in the F tier. Next up, we have the New York Jets, which right off the bat, if you look very carefully at their logo, it does in fact contain the letter J, which is the letter that they start with. So I'm going to have to put the New York Jets as the number one best team in football, with very little competition. I guess we'll see as we go down the list, but I think this gives a clear picture as to who a top tier contender in the National of the Football League. Next up, we have the Las Vegas Raiders, which actually were recently just about lost to the Jets up here. So even the best team in the league can have its problems. Unfortunately for the Raiders, that means nothing when you're using statistics such as starting with the letter J, F tier. Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals, who unfortunately for the Arizona Cardinals does not contain the letter J. The LH. Well, we got the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I spent a long time thinking about this one. However, I noticed that their logo actually starts with that their logo is a B, which would suggest that they belong in B tier. However, this list is not whether or not you start with the letter B is the letter J. So that blank you go in F. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. A great team. However, for them, unfortunately, E A G J G G E. How do you spell E? They do not have the letter J. Next on the list, we have the Buffalo Bills. Once again, I do like the dog that they have in their logo. However, this is not a tier list on whether or not you have a cool dog in logo, making them an F team. Next up, we have possibly the best team in the National Football League, and that would be the Jacksonville Jaguars, which actually have two J's in their name, which means they slightly edge out the New York Jets as the best team in football currently looking at this list. All right, next up, the Houston Texans. They do not have the letter J. The Tennessee Titans. No, they do not. The New Orleans Saints. Now, this is a team that is very interesting in the fact that they do not have the letter J, making them a very, very bad team. Rounding down the list, we have the New York Giants, which has the letter J in them. So once again, we have a S team in the New York Giants. We'll put them right up there. Next up, we have the Chicago Bears, which, upon close examination, much like the Bengals, this is actually the letter C and not the letter J, which I think is kind of funny because Bears starts with B, not C. So, on sheer principle of not understanding the alphabet, I'm going to have to put the Chicago Bears in this tier. Same thing for the Packers. That is a G, and you're the Packers, which starts with an X. So what are you doing? Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers. And despite having a very, very cool logo of what appears to be a some kind of cat, same thing as the Bills dog. You're just an F team. Seattle Seahawks, same situation. They go straight into F. The Colts, I'm sorry. The Vikings. Now this one's interesting. Because at first I thought that they did start with J, but then I looked at them and I realized it actually starts with a V, making them a F tier football team. New England Patriots. Now, a lot of people would say that New England Patriots are a very good team because they have won as many as a Super Bowl as they have won a Super Bowl. However, unfortunately for the New England Cowboys, they're an F team because they do not have J. Next up, we have the Denver Donkeys. Now, as much as I do like donkeys, once again, does not have the letter J in the title. Next up, we have America's favorite football team, the Dallas Patriots. A very cool logo of a Christmas tree, but F tier, no J in the title. All right, we're almost at the end of this list. All right, let's pound the rest of this. We have the Rams. Now, actually, I do like the fact that this is their cool logo and not their stupid logo. However, it's still a stupid logo. Does not contain the letter J. Bye bye, Rams. All right. Next up, we have the Detroit Lions, who do not have the letter J. Fuck you, Lions. All right. The Cleveland Browns. Now, this team is very interesting because at first I could not tell what letter their logo was supposed to be. But after looking at it upside down through a mirror, I realized it was actually a helmet, which does not the letter J. All right. Next up, we have the Baltimore Bird Guys. Now, as much as I do like the Bird Guys, and I think that they are a football team, they will have to be in F tier due to the lack of starting with J. All right. Now we have the Falcons, who I will put in S tier. However, they've unfortunately choked their lead away and are now slowly dropping into F tier for not having letter J. All right, next up we have a very, very bad team in the Kansas City Chiefs. Because if you examine all the letters in the alphabet that are also in their name, none of them happen to be the letter J. So, just on that principle. Here, I would also like to make a correction for the Bird Guys. I've realized upon closer examination, although the Bird Guys do not have the letter J in the title, their lead player guy, his name is Luongo Jackson, and that does start with J. So just based off of having a J in their best receiver's name, I will put the Bird Guys in E. They're nowhere near the caliber of the Jets and the Jaguars and the Giants. However, it's enough to constitute E for me. Next up we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bye bye, Pittsburgh Steelers. All right. The Tampa Bay Gronkaneers. Now, this team is very interesting. They have what appears to be a pirate in their logo, which I think is symbolic of how they are stealing the F tier all for themselves, as they are now an F tier team for not having the letter J. Oh man, we're almost done. All right. Bottom three. The next three. The Miami Dolphins. Now, this team is actually, I'm pretty sure, was only made up for the movie Ace Ventura, so I just threw them on the list to round it out. And despite the fact that they actually lose the Super Bowl in Ace Ventura, meaning they're pretty bad, what really pushes them into the edge of terribleness is the lack of the letter J. All right, last team on the list, we have the Washington Red. Oh shit! I'm just gonna put them back down there, and we're not gonna talk about it. All right, I hope you enjoy my list of the top teams in the NFL that begin with the letter J. This has been me, Sports Guy, bringing you undisputable facts. I hope you have a good day. And